Hey there, Detroit sports fanatics. I'm Taylor Phillips, and welcome to Taylor's Detroit Sports on Spreaker. You can also find this and all other episodes of Taylor's Detroit Sports on iHeartRadio. Straight and full Detroit and Michigan sports coverage 100% of the time. If you have any opinions on everything that's going on in the Detroit sports world, call in or send a text message live on the show at 231-429-3668. Also, you can add me on Facebook as Taylor Phillips, online at facebook.com/TaylorGatorPhillips14. Like my Facebook page, Taylor Phillips's Detroit Sports page. Join my Facebook group, Taylor Phillips's Detroit Sports Group. And follow me on Twitter at DT2Phillips with 2 L's.
And this is episode 118 on Spreaker and iHeartRadio. I'm Taylor Phillips. I'm going to talk some Red Wings here, and then a little bit of Lions and Central Michigan Chippewas football. That's all I have for tonight. There's also the comment window on my episode. You're always welcome to. Okay, the Red Wings have lost 6 straight. Had lost 6 straight going into tonight's game against the Sabres against the Buffalo Sabres at Joe Louis Arena, and it started pretty chippy. I mean, really chippy. See, the Sabres were 13, 18, and 3 going into this game. But the Red Wings made bad mistakes on the ice to fall behind 3-1. Nicolas Deslauriers with a deflection off his glove, with no intention of batting it in, made it 1-0 on the first shot of the game by the Sabres, assisted by Drew Stafford and Flynn. The Wings would tie it up, however. Stephen Weiss on the power play tips a shot in from Jakob Kindl. Gustav Nyquist picks up an assist. We're tied at 1 at 10:50 into the game. The Deslauriers goal came in at 2:36 into the game. The Sabres again on an on-man rush, a 2-on-2 actually, an even man rush. Outskated the Red Wings after a bad bounce, I hate to say it, so to speak, when Jakob Kindl tried to hold the puck in. And Chris Stewart got a great pass from Chris Hodgson, and one-timed past Peter Mrazek top shelf to make it 2-1. Grigorenko would get his first assist of the season. That made it 2-1 Sabres after 1. They would score a shorthanded goal in the second period on a breakaway from Andre Benoit. Flynn with another assist. That would make it 3-1 Buffalo. And this is the point where the Red Wings reportedly after the game get pissed off. Johan Franzen's and Mike Babcock's words. Danny DeKeyser gets the puck from Tomas Jurko, who just barely holds it in, and risks one 5-hole past Neuwirth. To make it 3-2. Tatar had a chance to tie it in the second, but Neuwirth came up big. So we go to the third with the Sabres up 3-2. But just 4:19 into that third period, Henrik Zetterberg slapped one from in front of the blue line, and it went in to tie the game at 3. Pavel Datsyuk and Justin Applicator got the assists. The Wings were only getting started. On the power play at 11:40, Tomas Tatar finally got on the board with a slapper, a one-time slap shot, a one-timer. It all started with a beautiful backhand behind the backhand pass from Gustav Nyquist to Danny DeKeyser. A tic-tac-toe play set up Tatar's goal on the power play to give the Red Wings their first lead of the game, their first and only lead of the game, 4-3. They would then roll on at 14:06. Johan Franzen on a wrist shot after Henrik Zetterberg hit the post. Franzen beat Neuwirth for another power play goal. The Wings' third power play goal of the game to extend their lead to 5-3. Henrik Zetterberg and Jakob Kindl with assists. With the assists on that one. And then Tomas Tatar scored again on the power play again to put the icing on the cake with 2:12 to go in the third period at 17:48. With another slap shot. He just made it look easy. That made it 6-3. Brendan Smith and Gustav Nyquist get the assists on that one. Gustav Nyquist will finish with 3 assists. Jakob Kindl with 2 assists. Tomas Tatar with 2 goals. Johan Franzen got 1 goal, and that was it on his birthday. Better than nothing. The only penalty that Detroit committed was in the second period when Pavel Datsyuk went off for tripping at 4:46 into the second period. But other than that, in terms of penalties, the Sabres committed 6 penalties for 12 minutes. The Red Wings played such a clean game, and they won big time 6-3. That 4-goal third period proved how the Red Wings were supposed to dominate the Buffalo Sabres. The Sabres are in last place in the Atlantic Division. They are now 13-19-3. Let me check that one more time. Yep. The Red Wings are now 18-8-9 with 35 points. With 45 points, rather. Still one point behind the Montreal Canadiens and Tampa Bay Lightning. Both have 46. Last Sunday, the Wings came up 1 point short, only to become 1 point short of the Canadiens and Lightning after their last shootout loss to the Colorado Avalanche. That's why they're still 1 point behind. They should have had. I still think they should have had Sunday's game wrapped up. Had Tomas Jurco, the jerk, not committed that dumb interference penalty on a face-off. Allow the Avalanche to score on the power play. Bonehead. And I do want the Wings to get the top spot. Season's almost halfway over. The Red Wings have played 35 of their 82 games thus far this season. And they will be on the road for 8 of their next 9 games. The only home game in that stretch is on New Year's Eve against the New Jersey Devils next Wednesday at 7:30. That's on Fox Sports Detroit. But their next game is on the road, of course. But not until Saturday, when they hit Scotiabank Place and play the Ottawa Senators up in Ottawa, Quebec. Canada. The puck drop to that game, opening puck drop, 7 o'clock. Fox Sports Detroit and CBC's Hockey Night in Canada. Also on 97.1 The Ticket and the Detroit Red Wings Radio Network. Then on Monday, they head to Boston and play the Bruins. Then there's the New Year's Eve New Jersey Devils game on next Wednesday, and then in 2015, then they start ringing the new year in 2015 with a game in Vancouver against the Canucks at 10 o'clock Saturday, January 3rd at 10 p.m. on Fox Sports Detroit and CBC's Hockey Night in Canada to start a 3-game Western Canada road trip. They continue it Tuesday the 6th in Edmonton at 9:30 on Fox Sports Detroit Plus, taking on the Oilers at Rexall Place. Then the day after, on the 7th, on Fox Sports Detroit Plus, they head to Calgary and the Pengrowth Saddledome and play the Flames at 9:30. Then they head back east on Saturday the 10th of January at 7 o'clock on Fox Sports Detroit and visit our nation's capital and play the Alex Ovechkin and the Washington Capitals. Then they play the Sabres again on the 13th in Buffalo, Tuesday on the 13th at 7 on Fox Sports Detroit. Then they end their 8 of 9 road game stretch, 8 road game, and their stretch in St. Louis at 8 o'clock on Thursday the 15th on Fox Sports Detroit when they visit the Blues. TJ Oshie, that is. Then on the 17th, they return home for a 3-game homestand on Saturday the 17th, that is, on Fox Sports Detroit when the Nashville Predators come into town and face off with the Red Wings for the first time this season. Then the Sabres come back to town on the 18th, Sunday on NBCSN at 8. Then the Wings welcome in the Minnesota Wild and meet for the first time this season, 7:30 on Tuesday the 20th on Fox Sports Detroit at 7:30. But back to tonight's game. Johan Franzen was interviewing with Fox Sports Detroit's Trevor Thompson, and Trevor Thompson asked him what got them going after being down 3-1, and Franzen told Trevor Thompson that they had a feeling like they were a little pissed off. They couldn't take it They just couldn't take it anymore. And neither could I. Neither could we. So they attacked much harder than they could. And they scored 5 unanswered goals, 4 in the third period and 3 of them on the power play. The last 3 thereof. The Sabres' penalties in that third period killed Buffalo, of course. Now that's Senators game this upcoming Saturday, 2 days after Christmas Day. It's going to be a good one. The Sens, however, have 34 points. They're 14, 14, and 6. In 34 games, 34 played out of their 82 total games. Not sure how good they are at home. I'm gonna have to look at them. I'm gonna have to look at that later on, after Christmas Day, sometime. So anyway. Quick little note on the Lions here. Center Dominic Raiola has lost his appeal. Had lost his appeal earlier today and will indeed, in fact, officially serve his 1-game suspension for Week 17 when the Lions take on the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field Sunday at 4:25 on your local Fox television affiliate. This one is for the NFC North Division Championship. So much more at stake for the Lions than there is for the Packers. The Lions haven't beaten the Packers at Lambeau Field since 1991. since 1991. They can clinch the NFC North title and home field advantage in a first-round bye. And maybe they could even be the best team in the NFC, depending on how the other top NFC teams do in Week 17. Maybe the Lions own the tiebreaker. Would own the tiebreaker then? Own a tiebreaker up over there too. Check the standings on NFL.com and see. After Week 17, if the Lions win. Hopefully they do, and I think they will. This is more of an emotional game for the Lions than it is for the Packers. The Lions have the number 1 ranked defense. The Lions are a very stout and top defense in the NFL. They grounded the Packers to 17 points total in their last 2 meetings, both at Ford Field. Lambeau Field is tougher for the Lions to play, but especially under head coach Jim Caldwell and defensive coordinator Terrell Austin, the Lions defense has done an excellent job grounding Aaron Rodgers and his offense. Hopefully Matthew Stafford and his offensive line coexist and start pulling their weight together, and Stafford throws his passes more accurately. Hopefully he throws more of his passes more accurately. There were still some going wide. There's still a few being underthrown and overthrown here and there. There's still a bit of room of improvement there. Again, Lions and Packers 4:25 on Fox. The one most important thing in the lives of every single Detroit Lions fan and every single Detroit sports fan as well. Now I preview the Central Michigan Chippewas Western Kentucky Hilltoppers matchup in the Popeyes Bahamas Bowl tomorrow at noon on ESPN. From MLive.com, Popeyes Bahamas Bowl by the numbers. Central Michigan faces Western Kentucky in a postseason rematch. Written by Corey Butson. You can email him at cbutson, Butzin, the number 1, at mlive.com. Here we go. Central Michigan quarterback Cooper Rush threw for 20 touchdowns against 12 interceptions, leading the Chippewas to a 7-5 record, including a 5-3 mark in Mid-American Conference play. Central Michigan football is going to have a little fun in the sun before Christmas. The Chippewas face Western Kentucky, the Hilltoppers, in the inaugural Popeyes Bahamas Bowl in Nassau at noon on Wednesday, December 24th. The Chips are 7-5 overall and went 5-3 in the MAC, while the Hilltoppers were 7-5 overall and 4-4 in Conference USA. CMU defeated Western Kentucky 24-21 in the 2012 Little Caesars Pizza Bowl in the meeting between the two schools, and has now changed to the Quick Lane Bowl at Ford Field. The Popeyes Bahamas Bowl will be played at Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium and broadcast on ESPN. Here's a look at the game by the numbers. 3 bowl wins for CMU in 7 appearances. They defeated Middle Tennessee State 31-14 in the 2006 Motor City Bowl, and Troy 44-41 in the triple overtime in the 2010 GMAC Bowl. In addition to the 2012 Little Caesars Pizza Bowl win over the Hilltoppers in 2012, 24-21, as I mentioned before. All right. Next, number 1. This will be the first game, number 1, that CMU plays outside the United States, and the first time since 1937 that 2 American teams in college sports history play each other outside the United States or Canada. That year, Auburn and Villanova played to a 7-7 tie in the Bacardi Bowl in Havana, Cuba. 7 wins for the Chippewas are the most in the regular season for the program since 2009. 8 wins for CMU in 9 games decided by 7 points or less in the last 3 seasons. One CMU wide receiver, Titus Davis, is the first, number 1, the first player in NCAA FBS history with at least 8 receiving touchdowns in 4 seasons. He has the Chippewas' career record with 33 receiving touchdowns. 85. Davis is second in program history with 3,563 yards receiving, which is 85 yards behind Brian Anderson's record of 3,648. He's also fourth with 198 career receptions. Cooper Rush has completed 63.8% of his passes for 2,664 yards, for 20 touchdowns against 12 interceptions. Thomas Rawls missed 3 complete games for CMU and parts of another, but he led the team with 1,103 yards and 10 touchdowns. Averaging 122.6 yards a game. He is being held out of the bowl game due to an academic issue. Sixth is WKU's rank in total offense. The Hilltoppers are sixth in scoring offense, third in passing offense, sixth in team passing efficiency, and eighth in first downs. Number one, Hilltoppers quarterback Brandon Doughty leads the nation with 44 touchdown passes and 4,344 passing yards. He threw five or four more touchdowns in 4 games this season. I guess he's number one somewhere. I don't know. Yeah, he leads the nation. That's number one right there. Yikes. Wow. Watch out. Three more numbers before I wrap this up. Let me sip on my water here. Number 4. Western Kentucky running back Leon Allen leads the team with 1,490 yards rushing and 12 touchdowns, but he leads Conference USA and ranks number 4 nationally with 1,921 yards from scrimmage. Hilltoppers receivers with at least 40 receptions. Taiwan Taylor leads the team with 739 yards receiving, and Jared Dangerfield has 10 touchdowns. And 120 is the final number. The Western Kentucky Hilltoppers are 120th in the nation in total defense. Ouch. Quadruple ouch. Nick Holt averages 8.6 tackles per game. That's it. Now to Thomas Rawls' academic issue by Corey Butson of NLive.com. I was going to add that too. Rawls joined CMU in the summer after graduating from the University of Michigan, the Wolverines, but he was held out of 1 game and suspended for another after being charged with 3 felonies for larceny in a building, stealing credit cards, and possession of stolen credit cards. As part of a plea deal, he pled guilty to a high court misdemeanor count of attempted larceny from a building in exchange for other 2 charges being dropped. He was sentenced to 1 year of probation and 104 hours of community service. In his first 6 games, he was among the nation's rushing leaders with 1,007 yards and 10 touchdowns. However, injuries derailed him the rest of the season. He finished the season with 1,103 rushing yards and 10 touchdowns in 9 games. So, without Thomas Rawls, I think Central Michigan's offense, led by Cooper Rush, is going to be outmatched by quarterback Brandon Doughty and the Hilltoppers offense, because again, like I pointed out, The Hilltoppers are ranked first in the nation. Their quarterback is ranked first in the nation with 44 touchdown passes and 4,344 passing yards. He threw 5 or more touchdowns in 4 games. He threw at least 5 touchdowns in 4 games, each in 4 games this season. It's like super dynamite statistics for the pile racked up by Dowdy. I expect kind of a high-scoring game, but I'm going to pick the Hilltoppers. As much as I love my Chippewas, I have to pick the Hilltoppers to win 63-42. So, Chippewas, Hilltoppers, noon on ESPN and on the Chippewa Sports Network, 95.3 WCFX in Clare. You can stream that on TuneIn Radio. Also on 98.5 WUPS in Houghton Lake. Both stations are FM. And the rest of the Chippewa Sports Network, IMG radio affiliates. So that wraps it up for Taylor's Detroit Sports episode 118 on Spreaker and iHeartRadio. Thank you for listening and downloading. Merry Christmas, everybody. I will be back Friday or something like that. Maybe Saturday. Friday the Pistons play the Pacers after enjoying a nice long Christmas break. So, I'm going to end this episode. Again, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, TTFN, ta-ta for now.